We're joined by the Vice Chairman of the full committee. Senator Murray is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Attorney General Bondi, we are in a deeply alarming moment where law and order is being replaced by chaos and corruption and really whatever Trump wants. And your department's independence and its capacity to do its job have eroded before our eyes. We have seen respected career officials who've been fired for doing their job. Thousands more are being pushed out with your buyouts and the threat of mass firings, and entire divisions are being eliminated, and grants have been canceled illegally. So I have questions about how and why those decisions are being made, and importantly, whether you're adequately resourcing DOJ to do its job. But before I turn to my questions, I do want to raise my alarm about the troubling pattern of trampling basic rights. Detainees, including U.S. citizens, being shipped overseas without any due process. Elected officials are detained for conducting oversight, and a U.S. senator gets tackled to the ground for asking questions at a press conference. This is not the country I know or the values I believe in, and I hope that colleagues on both sides of the aisle will agree with that. Now, to the questions. Yesterday, and I know that Senator Van Hollen raised this issue, a former DOJ attorney filed a protected whistleblower complaint accusing Deputy AG Emil Bove and senior DOJ leadership of defying court orders, including through, quote, lack of candor, deliberate delay, and disinformation, unquote. The complaint also accuses this administration of firing the whistleblower for, quote, telling the truth to the court. These allegations are deeply concerning. Now, I know you said that you can't discuss the case, but can you confirm that you agree that this administration should follow court orders?
What's going on, Patriots? Welcome back to America Patriots, the channel where we love this country, respect the Constitution, and still know how to laugh a little while Washington loses its mind. Before we jump in, do me a favor real quick. Hit that subscribe button, tap the like button like it owes you money, and drop a comment below. Subscribing helps this channel grow. Liking helps fight the algorithm. And commenting tells me you're still awake and not watching C-SPAN by accident. All right, let's talk about the Senate hearing clip with Senator Patty Murray and Attorney General Pam Bondi. Because wow, if you ever needed a reminder of how dramatic politics has become, this is it.
We will follow court orders, Senator. The entire administration will follow court orders. The problem arises in the district courts. All these district courts throughout the country are tying our hands. And here's how we will follow them when we get to the United Supreme Court.
I need to ask
we're winning.
A number of questions.
And so, yes,
I know
we're following the orders of the court.
Let me ask my questions. Can you confirm you will not allow any conduct like what is alleged to continue at the DOJ?
I'm not going to talk about anything that's alleged. What I will talk about with you, hold on, you asked me a question and I get to answer it. What you asked me, alleged conduct that's part of a pending whistleblower lawsuit that was filed on the eve prior to Emil Bove's hearing today.
I'm not asking
highly
about that
suspicious.
Case
Hold on, let me keep going.
Attorney
I would
General
run
Bondi,
through a wall for Emil Bove and Todd Blanche.
Like to continue with my questions. I have very limited time.
Senator Murray.
Thank you. I just want you to confirm for this you will not allow conduct like that at the DOJ. Yes or no?
I will always support and defend Emil Bove, and I will defend Todd Blanche. They are two of the finest people I know, and two of the ethical people I know.
Let me keep going here. Now, in April, DOJ abruptly terminated over 300 public safety grants that had already gone through a very rigorous and fair and apolitical application process with no explanation. This is funding to investigate and prosecute drug trafficking, to support foster care kids who experienced abuse or neglect, to expand access to forensic exams to prosecute violent crimes like sexual assault. These really senseless cancellations have already forced public safety organizations to cut employees and services. So I want to ask you, when you cut off the community-based violence intervention and prevention initiative funding, were you aware it is used to prevent and reduce violent crime?
Yeah, Senator, you weren't here for that, so I'm going to have to repeat myself. We have cut grants. I think we've cut 6%. But if we have cut a grant that you feel should not be cut, please reach out to me. I will personally look at it. We've turned multiple grants back on. We have an appeal process, but if you want to come to me directly, I would be happy to sit down with you and look at that and help you.
I'm happy. I appreciate
Again, we're doing everything we can.
Okay, but let me just ask you, when you cut off the Expanding Access to Sexual Assault Forensic Examination grant, were you aware that that grant helps our authorities prosecute rape and sexual assault?
I have no idea about that specific grant you're talking about. That's why I said, if you want to come sit down with me, I would never cut a grant intentionally that has anything to
those
do.
Recipients on the other end across the country.
Can you give me the details of that grant?
I can absolutely do that, and my staff will get that to you, but those are two critical ones that I just wanted to ask you about today.
Again, we've turned many grants back on, and we'll continue to. If you want to call me and we can discuss them with you.
Okay, in your budget request, you propose consolidating the Office on Violence Against Women into the Office of Justice Programs. In 2002, Congress actually codified the office as a permanent, separate, and independent office to implement the Violence Against Women Act. We did that to make sure that violent crimes against women receive the necessary attention, expertise, and resources, and to give the office a strong, independent voice within the Justice Department and federal government. Now, your department wants to fade that into the OJP, which violates the intent of the law that we passed. It makes grant programs less effective, and it places a lot more barriers for victims and services they need. And I see that you're cutting the office's resources by about a third. So will you commit to us, the Appropriations Committee, to follow the law and maintain OVW as a separate grant entity?
I will follow the law, but I will not keep that as a separate grant entity. You and I can disagree all day long on what the law is. That's being consolidated into the Office of Justice Programs. I'm not going to cut, let me answer, I'm not going to cut anything that's going to hurt violence against women.
Not my question.
It will eliminate
I'm asking, just for your information, Attorney General, in 2002, we codified the office as a permanent, separate, and independent office. So that you need to go back and take a look at that. I know my time is out, but I thank you very much for the time.
So I'm watching this video, and right out of the gate, Senator Murray comes in hot. I mean, full alarm bells. Sky is falling. Democracy is ending tone. According to her, DOJ is collapsing. Law and order is gone. Chaos is everywhere, and apparently the Constitution has been packed into a shipping crate and sent overseas. You'd think we were watching a movie trailer instead of a budget hearing. Now look, here's the thing. I'm a right-wing patriot, not a blind cheerleader. Government should always be questioned. Oversight matters. Accountability matters. But what really stood out to me in this exchange is the difference in posture. Senator Murray is talking in broad accusations and emotional headlines. Pam Bondi? She's sitting there calm, direct, and not taking the bait. When Bondi says the administration will follow court orders, she's stating something pretty basic. The executive branch follows the law, and when there's disagreement, it goes to the courts, all the way to the Supreme Court if necessary. That's not corruption. That's literally how the system is designed to work. Appeals are not defiance. They are part of the legal process. Patriots should understand that, because that system protects all of us. Then we get to the whistleblower allegations. And this is where I actually respected Bondi even more. She didn't trash the whistleblower. She didn't speculate. And she didn't turn a hearing into a courtroom drama. She said she wouldn't comment on pending allegations. That's what a responsible attorney general does. If she did comment, the same people attacking her would accuse her of interfering. It's a no-win situation, and she handled it professionally. And yes, she defended her team. You know what? Good. Leaders should defend their people unless proven otherwise. Saying she'd run through a wall for her deputies tells me she believes in the people she appointed. That's leadership. You don't throw your own staff under the bus just to score points in a hearing. Now let's talk about the grants, because this is where the politics really kick in. Senator Murray keeps saying grants were cut like it's some evil plot to destroy public safety. Bondi responds with actual numbers, around 6%, and explains there's an appeals process. She even says, bring it to me personally. That's not someone trying to dismantle law enforcement or hurt victims. That's someone saying, if there's a mistake, let's fix it. Here's what cracks me up. On one hand, we're told DOJ is totally incompetent and out of control. On the other hand, when Bondi says she's willing to personally review grants and reinstate them, suddenly that's not good enough. Which is it? Is DOJ all-powerful and evil, or too disorganized to handle grant paperwork? Pick a lane. And the Office on Violence Against Women issue. This is a classic Washington fight. Congress says one thing, DOJ interprets it another way, and now everyone's acting shocked that lawyers are disagreeing about the law. Folks, if lawyers stopped disagreeing, the entire city of D.C. would shut down by lunchtime. Bondi makes it clear she's not trying to eliminate protections for women or victims of violence. She's talking about consolidation and efficiency. You can debate whether that's the right move, and that's fair. But let's stop pretending that any restructuring automatically means victims are being abandoned. That's political theater. What I saw in this clip was a calm attorney general holding her ground while a senator tried to turn a hearing into a campaign speech. Bondi didn't yell, didn't insult, didn't dodge responsibility, and didn't panic. As a patriot, that's what I want from the top law enforcement official in the country. Someone steady, not someone chasing applause. And let me say this too. Supporting Pam Bondi doesn't mean you hate oversight, courts, or victims. It means you believe in due process, separation of powers, and not convicting people in Senate sound bites. That used to be a bipartisan value. Hopefully it will be again. So let me know what you think. Did Pam Bondi handle herself well? Or do you think Senator Murray made valid points? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Keep it respectful. Keep it patriotic. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed to America Patriots. We're building a community that loves this country, questions government honestly, and still knows how to laugh when Washington gets ridiculous. Hit like, share this video, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless, and God bless America. United States.